Hello, my learners. Welcome once again to today's activity on mathematics for Basic 5. This is your facilitator, Sir Emmanuel. What are we to learn at the moment? We're going to learn about fraction. And the fraction we want to talk about is addition of unlike fractions. Addition of unlike fractions. So we are learning today's basically what we want to achieve after the end of the lesson. That is what we are going to read. We are learning to add unlike fractions. To add unlike fractions. So previously we learned how to arrange fraction in ascending order. So I want you to also take this as your starter. Arrange these fractions in ascending order. So arrange this one in ascending order. Good. We realize that to arrange this in ascending order, it's very difficult to just use our main mind like this and arrange it. No. Not like I don't like maybe you have 1, 5, 7. You know that 1 is the smaller number coming to 5 and then 7. But here, because of how the fraction is, unless we change all these to one denominator before we can be able to know that this fraction is lesser or smaller than the other. So as you are doing your own, you pause the video and do your own. I'm also doing this. So quickly, we found the LCM, the least common multiple. The least common multiple. And the last time we learned that we have to find the multiples of 5, which is 5, 10, 15. Let's continue in the future. Okay, let me continue some more. 15, 20, 25. Yes, you can continue later. Let's take 4, the denominators. Yes. We have 4, 8, 12. Yes. 16, 20, 25. 24. And then 2, multiples of 2. 2, 2, yes, 4, yes, 6, let's continue, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay, we continue it down. Now let's find a common number among them. Let's find a common number, or the common numbers among them. 20 is here, 20 is here, 20 is also here. So realize that the common number among them here is 20. And the 20 to take in is to the least number. 22 is the least number. So our LCM now is equal to 20. Is equal to 20. So we use this to find the what? The common denominator. And we continue by saying that 5 will not divide this how many times? 5 will go into 20 how many times? 5, 1, 5. 5, 2, 10, 5, 3, 15, 5, 4, 20. So 4 times. Then we multiply by what? The numerator. So 4 times 4 will give us 16. And then 4, 2 will divide, will go into 20. How many times? 4 times 5 will give us 20. So 5 times the 3 will give us what? 15. And then 2 will also divide 20 how many times? 2 go to 20 how many times? 2 times 10 give us 20. So times the 10. So 10 times 1 will give us 10. So our new fraction here is 16 out of 20, 15 out of 20, and then 10 out of 20. Which one among them is the highest or the lowest? You realize that 10 out of 20 is the least one. So ascending order. And then 15 out of 20 follows. And then 16 out of the 20 is the highest number. You see the what? The numerator. You see, because it's having the same denominator. Quickly, we are moving to today's activity. So, today's own saying that we are adding unlike fraction. We are going to use the same idea, idea to add the fraction. So here too, we are going to find the LCM, the lowest common multiples for the two numbers. Okay? So to find the LCM quickly, number one, example 1, let's do that. So we are finding the LCM for the denominator. So we can see the lowest common denominator. The same as the lowest common multiples. Okay, so we're going to find the multiples of this and find the multiples of this, and you see. So multiples of 5 give me 5, 10, 15, and so on. And we have multiples of 10 will give us 10, 20, which one again? 20, 30, sorry, and so on. So which one among them is the lowest? You have realized that the lowest one is what? Is 10. And it's common, 10 and 10. They are here, so it's common. And then it's the lowest two among them. Now, so this is our LCM. We have different idea of finding the LCM if you don't want to use this. So let us introduce that quickly. We have different idea. So the different idea is what? Using the prime factorization. So that one is what we started doing. So I have 5 here and I have 10 here. 5 here and 10 here. So you find a prime number that can divide these numbers. So prime number, 5 is a prime number, right? 5 can divide this how many times? 1 time. Can divide this one to how many times? 2 times. You see? Now, which prime number can divide this? Then 2. 2 is a prime number. 2 cannot divide this, so let me remain that. Let me write the same thing. 2 can divide to how many times? 1 time. Right? Now, we multiply the one we have here. We multiply this. 2 times the 5. 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is equal to 10. You see? So the LCM is equal to 10. You see that here is 10. So now, since we have 10 as our LCM, we can now do the same thing. So 5 will divide 10 how many times? 2 times. So 5 will go into 10 2 times. Have you seen that? So 2 times 2 will give me 4. 10 will go into 10. How many times? You have 10 oranges and 10 people are sharing it. How many will each person get? Each person will get 1. So times 1. So what will I have now? 3 times 1 will give me 3. Now I have this adding to this. So 4 plus 3 will give me 7 out of the 10. So my new fraction after adding this is what? 7 out of 10. And this is my final answer. Let's move to number 2. The example 2. Quickly. So let's find the LCM for this using the what? Prime factorization. Division and multiplying. Division and multiplying. So let's find that quickly. This one is what? Which one? 6 and 3. So 6, 3. So which prime numbers do we have? Which prime numbers can divide this? 3 is a prime number, right? So 3 will divide 6 how many times? 2 times. And 3 will divide 3 how many times? 1 time. Which prime number again can we use? We can use 2. 2 will divide 2 how many times? Or times 1. And 2 will divide 1 how many times? It can't divide, so we write the same 1 there. Since we've ended 1, we've seen 1, 1, we will leave your answer. We leave it. You can't divide it again. Now, the one we have here, we do what? We multiply them. The one here, we are going to multiply this. So 2 times 3. Let me clean this before it confuses you. So 2 times the 3, this times 3, this. What are we going to get? 6. So we know that our LCM here is what? 6. Is 6. So quickly, let's now do the same thing. So 6 will go into 6 how many times? 1 time. Then use that same one to multiply the numerator. Use it to multiply the numerator. So 1 times 1 will give me 1. Let's continue. 3 will go into 6 how many times? So 3, 1, 3. 3, 2, 6. So we realize that 3 will go into 6 2 times. So I'm using that 2 to multiply the numerator here. So 2 times 2 will give me 4. Good. Can I add now, since I have the same denominator? Since I have the same denominator, I can add. I have the same denominator because I can rewrite it as 1 out of 6 plus 4 out of 6. Have you seen that? Good. So 1 plus 4 will give me 5 out of 6. Out of 6. Quickly, let's try and solve example 3, and then I will leave example 4 for you to do for me. Now 3 and 3, and it's also here. So our LCM is which one? Is 6. So we can see that 3 is a multiple of 6. Sorry, 6 is a multiple of 3. Meaning 3 can go into 6. So we can take the 6 as our what? Our LCM for both numbers. Because 6 can divide itself and 3 can also go into 6. So when you see it like that, don't worry yourself, find the LCM. So our LCM is what? 3 is 6, right? And this is 6. So 3 will go into 6 how many times? Oh, it's the same thing. Can you see that? It's the same thing, but just that they have changed it. So let's do it quickly. So 3 will go into 2. 6 2 times. So 2 times this will give us what? So 2. 6 will go into 6 how many times? 1 time times 1. So it will give us what? 2. You're good. So 2 plus 2 will give us 4 out of 6. This, as you are seeing, you can make it to a simplest fraction. Use a number that can divide this and divide this. Use a number that can divide this and divide this. 2 can divide this how many times? 2. And divide this how many times? 3. So our final answer will be 2 out of 3. Equivalent fraction. Good. So I will leave this one for you so that you do it yourself. What have we learned today? We have learned how to add unlike fraction. When we say unlike fraction, meaning that the denominators are different. The denominators are different. So we have to make sure that we make the denominators to be what? Equal by finding the LCM by finding the LCM. Okay, so after find the LCM, you follow my method, and then you can solve all unlike fractions in the whole world. Okay, so keep practicing and everything will be okay. Next time you will learn subtraction of fraction, unlike fraction. So until we meet again, we say goodbye.